Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. About to head to Costa Mesa for the Home Entertainment Show. I'm leaving Saturday, and I'm going to be there till Tuesday. So real quick on that note, a lot of my members are in Orange County and Los Angeles area, so I'm going to be getting together with them. If you're a subscriber, don't hesitate to come say hi. I might crowdsource some of them providing content since I'm only there 2 out of the 3 days. And also what we're talking about is maybe doing a wrap-up video with a lot of them so that you can get more impressions than just mine and perspectives. So stay tuned for that. But some other surprises, because I'm staying till Tuesday. I'll tip you off on one surprise. Andrew Jones, he's got his studio in West Hollywood. I'll be staying in West Hollywood. I've done a video series from his place, his studio. Going to visit him again, this time to hear the 888s where they were voiced and get him to talk about it in a much more dedicated scenario than the show reports. So that was a very popular series with the Source Point 8 and 10s. I've done it before at his place. Check out that video series. Maybe I'll pop up a link. You got to watch that. So stay tuned for more on that. Now, with that out the way, I wanted to get to today's video, which is the final video of interviews from the people that were on the press tour with me in Italy. And today it's featuring Steve Jain, the guy that put the whole thing together. He's the head of Fidelity Imports. Now, there were other people on the tour that I didn't video. We just had so little time. And actually, Michael Lavorgna of Twittering Machines, definitely check him out. He was sick the day where he had a nasal congestion. He didn't think it would be good on video. So I didn't get a chance to video him. But also Woody Sound Up, he works with Steve. You got to follow that account on Instagram. Top-notch content. Amazing guy. But Steve is a guy that, if you don't know him, you should. And it's kind of the value that I can bring. You know, a lot of these other guys you probably already know about that I've featured because they're members of the press. But members behind the scenes, like distributors, you probably are less knowledgeable about. And let me tell you, just like in the press, there's good apples and bad apples. I like to focus on the good apples. But don't get it twisted. It's not easy to impress me. I'm just focusing on the people that do impress me. But the negative people, like for press and all that, I don't need to bring that to your attention because as long as you've got an IQ above room temperature, you can figure that out on your own. They're front and center. You can figure that out for you. But distributors, those are kind of behind the scenes, and you may not have direct access to them or know all the scuttlebutt and direct contact that I have. And let me tell you, there's some bad apples there too. In fact, there's some brands I frankly won't even cover at shows or barely ever will because of who they associate with in the distributor. But again, not turning this into negative, here's a case of a super positive, Steve Jain, who frankly I didn't know that well before this trip, but got to know him gradually going to shows and being impressed more and more each time, running not just one room, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's unbelievable how many rooms he can run at a show and multiple shows during the year. That is a huge undertaking, and that's on top of running his business, which has, I don't know, 400 or 500 dealerships in the country, so many lines. And every single brand that he carries just hits the ball out of the park for price to performance ratio. Just amazing stuff. So I've been very complimentary, but I didn't know him that well until after Expona, really fairly close to when I was about to leave to Munich. He called me and asked me if I wanted to join them for this press tour in Italy. And I jumped at the chance, obviously, but full disclosure, like I said, I didn't know him that well, but he was offering to pay for any change in flights that I had because I already had my round trip flights and obviously travel, room and board and food for that extra week I would stay there on the tour. So I just want to make sure that's fully disclosed, and it's a perk, obviously. But let me tell you, I ate all the change fees on the return flight. I didn't want to shake him down for that. And I would have happily paid to do that tour with him because it was phenomenal and hanging out with the guys. If I had to come out of my own pocket for that, I would have happily done it. And also I want to just say he had no quid pro quo, no pay to play. It was basically you don't have to do any videos. You don't have to run anything by me. You don't have to say anything. He said, you do whatever you do. That guy has got top-notch ethics. He never has asked me to delete a video, change a video, nothing. And nobody on the tour did I hear that as well. He made that clear to everybody. And in fact, last year on the tour, he even said this. There were members of the press when he did the same tour last year, and some of them didn't even put out videos. He doesn't require it. If you just want to go to have a good time. But yeah, I'm going to have plenty of content coming soon once I get back from Costa Mesa on all these tour visits. They just deserve a lot of curating more than I can have time to date. I want to spend a lot of time after Costa Mesa giving that to you. But getting on to Steve, which is the purpose of today's video, is a brief interview I did with him while I was in Tuscany, just to make sure you could get an introduction, hear from him, get to see him. And if you do see him at the shows, this is definitely a guy you want to get to know. And if you're a dealer or somebody looking for a distributor that does things right, not these unfortunate ones that are out there, this is the guy to look for. I mean, I know I come from a background of accounting, auditing companies from Fortune 500 to mom and pops, running my own business. I look at business acumen more than just products when I visit brands, facilities, distributors, dealers. That's what I look for. And this guy is probably the top guy I've found in the industry for business acumen running an operation. What he is able to accomplish in his discipline is probably unprecedented, or very few among the top I've encountered. So I wanted to introduce you to him. Now, a couple of things. I have one small bad thing to say about him. And you saw it if you watched my YouTube shorts while we were in Italy. He had the nerve to say that Auto Grill, this place that's in Italy that is their truck stop road, they're Buc-ee's. He said it was better than Buc-ee's. Well, that didn't fly. I'll even put up the YouTube short real quick. You can watch it. Guys, I'm in Italy. Steve just made it. Yes, I am.
Okay.
We just had an incredible claim. Of all the things I've seen and heard in Europe, Steve, say that one more time, what you just said.
Auto Grill torches Buc-ee's.
Oh my God. And Randy, Cheap Audio, is he crazy?
Listen, obviously he's never spent enough time in Buc-ee's. He sampled the fudge, he sampled the barbecue.
Yes.
lots
I've
of
been to
stuffed
the
animal.
beef jerky table.
No, gone to the bathroom.
Okay.
I need to
floor
change
to
cars. I
ceiling.
got to get out of here now.
No.
Okay, we're going to see,
Wait,
guys. The
wait.
proof is coming. I'm going to let you guys be the judge. I'm going to post this pretty soon. Okay. It was hilarious how bad it actually turned out if you watch the entire series. And of course, Cheap Audio Man and Tom Martin are also from Texas. We gave him a lot of grief for that. But on the flip side, positive side, he did redeem himself by, I found out that he is an avid wine connoisseur and reviewer, among the top, 500 in the country on the Vivino app. And so what was funny is not only seeing the talent he has to use poetry, prose, whatever, jargon in that vernacular for that discipline, amazing talent. You got to read some of his reviews. But recently he was mentioning how he's climbing the ranks, but he had no profile pic. Well, while we were on the tour, he took a pic with my cowboy hat. So I told him, replace your no profile pic with that one with the cowboy hat. He did it, and immediately jumped 2 spots. So I'll put that up so you guys can check that out. And why don't you just go ahead and hear from him in this interview I did in Tuscany, beautiful Tuscany. I think you'll enjoy getting to meet him. Definitely say hi to him if you see him at a show. Okay, guys, I'm in Tuscany, Italy, on a fabulous tour of 5 manufacturers that Steve Jain of Fidelity Imports represents. He's taken us on this tour after Munich. Phenomenal tour, and we're not even finished yet. We're seeing amazing brands, but really I wanted to introduce you to Steve and the distributor, because a lot of what goes into what you at least should be in your buying decisions is leveraging great distributors that can pre-screen for you. It's not just the dealer. Sometimes money can play an object in your decision making. Aesthetics can play a part in your decision making, but really leveraging experience is really the key. And of all the distributors I've met at different shows, none has impressed me faster and pretty much any more than Steve and Fidelity Imports. It's a phenomenal organization, well run. Impressed that they could put on every show they're at in multiple rooms. But I don't want to talk anymore. I want you to hear from Steve, because he's a very impressive guy, and if you don't know him, you should. So Steve, can you give a little bit background on you? And
Sure. First, thanks for coming on this journey with me, Jason. We met maybe 3 years ago or so, and I always look forward to the opportunity to chat with you at every show, show you whatever, new thing that we're excited about, or something just flew in my eye there, so sorry about that, guys.
We've got quite a few bugs around here.
There are a lot of bugs here in Tuscany. But I think for us, I'm blessed to have an incredible team around me. Many of the people that work here I've worked with in previous manufacturers, and we treat this company really like it's our own little kind of shopping trip. Like we come here to Munich, for example. We listen to all the rooms just like Jason does, and the stuff that we love, if they don't already have a distributor, we try to bring it into the country. Then we try to curate systems that we basically culminate at the shows, where there's synergy between the products, and it's an amazing thing. We represent some of the greatest audio brands out there, and we really love brands with stories, products that are made by wonderful people, and in the case of the brands you see here, a lot of families. Most of these companies that you see here in Italy are family operations, and they have a passion for not only the way the product looks, but the way the product sounds. And it's a nod to old world craftsmanship, and that's what tugs at my heart.
Yeah, this hobby is expensive, and for me, it's hard to rationalize the price on just performance alone. It has to do a lot of things. It has to bring aesthetics, but even more so in what I see on this trip, and what he's so good at picking brands where the people behind it, the family-oriented nature, learning about the brands behind it, you feel good about spending that money on these products, because the performance is there, as you're going to learn in these tours, but also the quality of people. It's not these conglomerates. It's not just off an assembly line. Many of these products are bespoke. We were talking to Gold Note yesterday. They will do one-offs for certain people. This is the kind of mom and pop, for lack of a better word, but all the advantages and technology of the bigger guys and the performance that you're going to hear. And you're going to hear a lot more from Steve in these actual videos and tours when I release that video, because he does a good job of outlining things that he looks for. Also, Diptyque, I'm going to sneak into the luggage to come on the tour when he goes to, next time he goes to Diptyque, because that was one of my favorite rooms from Munich. So just wanted to give you this initial preview and introduction to Steve, because you can see a lot more of him coming soon at this amazing tour.
Thanks, Jason.